welcome back to my channel. My name is stephanyanni, and if you guys don't already know, I am a YouTuber, a beauty blogger, and a makeup artist based in Lagos, Nigeria. So today I'm going to be doing something very different. I realized that I've been making content that I feel like I love. I'm not making content that's tailored to suit you guys, which the whole point I'm here is because of you guys and not for myself. So I decided to do a series on and this series is going to be makeup for beginners. It's basically going to be a series starting all over again, showing you guys, the things that I do, the steps that I take to do my makeup look. It will not be exactly how I do my makeup look, because I feel like as a beginner you want to start with the things that are harder, of which I realized that people would not necessarily do makeup the way that I do makeup, which is foundation first and your brow next, or your brow last, or your brow when you're done with your eyeshadow and your eye makeup or whatever. And that's like pro type makeup. Like, I feel like that's how you do makeup when you've learned to perfect all of the makeup techniques, from your brows to your skin to your foundation to your eyeshadow, and then you can decide to do your foundation first before you now go over to doing your brows. But for this video, because this video is a brow tutorial for beginners, and obviously, like, when I started doing makeup, I was doing my brows first because it was easier to do. I could clean out all the errors. I could basically just correct whatever it is or whatever mistakes that I made when I do my brows first before I move over to. So I decided to teach you guys how to do the brows, and basically just making sure that I go in depth into all the details of how to do your brows. Easy ways for beginners as well. So if you want to see how to do your brows, if you're a beginner, if you're just learning how to do makeup for the first time, I have a brow tutorial, no doubt, but this is like so different from my brow tutorial, like very different. This is like way in depth, more concrete, more explanatory, if that's the word to use. So more explanatory, more in depth, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Before you continue, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below if you end up liking this video, and give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up. So yeah, let's jump. First, I'm going to be talking about all the tools that you need to achieve a perfect brow. So as a beginner, all these tools are actually very important if you want your brows to be on point, if you want it to be on fleek and all of that. You definitely need these tools. First, you need a spoolie, which is this it's like a mascara wand, but it doesn't have any products in it. It's just plain, and this is what you use to basically just brush up your brows and put everything in place. Secondly, you need a brow pencil, which is the easiest thing to do if you're starting out doing makeup, and if this is the first time you're trying to do your brows yourself and all of that. You need a pencil. Pencils are very easy to use as beginners. They are very easy to maneuver. It's easy to apply products on your brows if you're using a pencil rather than using maybe like a brow gel or whatever. I feel like if you're using a pencil, it's easier to control your products than if you're using a brow gel. And I feel like if you've perfected your brows more and better, then you can now go into using a brow. If you guys want me to do my brows using a brow product, let me know, and I'll do another brow video using a brow gel or eyebrow pomade or whatever. But for this video, because it's a video for beginners, I'm going to be using a brow pencil. Now, the third thing that you would need is a flat brush or a flat angled brush. So I use any of them. I use a flat angled brush or I use a flat brush. This one is really flat, and this one is from Evita Joseph. And I absolutely love this flat brush because it's very flat, it's very sturdy and precise. the bristles on the brush doesn't move around, so you just basically get what you do. Now that I'm done showing you guys all the tools that I use and all the tools that I feel like you need to perfect your brows, let's dive into creating that easy brow for you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. What I'm going to do now is use my spoolie to brush up the hairs on my brow. What I also forgot to mention is I've already groomed my brows, and I usually do them myself using a blade because I kind of know how I want my brows to look like, and when I give it to someone else to do for me, it always turns out a mess, and I struggle with trying to create my perfect brows when someone else has groomed them for me. You can decide to groom your brows yourself if you know how to, but if you don't know how to, you can go to your brow threader or something, or someone, or wax your brows if you are comfortable with that as well. So now I'm going to take the pencil, and the pencil is quite sharpened. You always want your pencils to be as sharp as possible so that you can actually be precise whenever you are applying your brow product onto your brows. So the pencil that I'm using is from Tara Cosmetics, and Tara is a makeup brand in Nigeria, and I'm using the brow pencil in brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the end of my brow, and I'm going to start applying the product in a hair-like motion, like I'm creating hair basically. As you guys can see, this part of my brows is full, and you can see how empty this area of my brows is. So I'm going to go on and move the product to the inner corner of my brow. And I'm basically just creating like a long line below my brows, and I'm joining it together with the product that I already have here. And I'm going to start creating hair-like stroke on the inner corners of my brow area as well. So now that that is done, I'm going to go in and I'm going to use a darker shade of pencil. And for this brow pencil, I have two brow pencils. I have the brown, which is this one that I already use, and I have the dark brown, which I'm going to start using right now. So I'm taking the dark brown, and because I want this end of my brow to be darker than the inner ends of my brow, that basically just gives it a natural look and a natural finish. So I'm going in with the dark brown, and I'm just filling the ends of my brow with that pencil. I'm going to go in with my spoolie, and I'm going to basically just brush up the hair starting from the inner corner, and then I'm going to move over to the outer corners of my brow. As you guys can see, I am done with this brow. It's very easy to do. Make sure that you follow all the steps. You don't want to just pencil in the product in. You need to go in very lightly and then build up. So that's what you need to do when you're doing your brows. You need to be careful. You need to go in very easily, very lightly, and then build up from what you've already. So guys, the next step would be to clean out my brows, and to do this step, I'm going to be using a concealer, and I'm going to be using my flat brush. This is what I use to clean out my brows, like I already said in the beginning of this video. And I'm going to be using this concealer, and this one is from ColourPop, and this is the shade Deep Golden. So I'm just applying a little bit of that concealer at the back of my hand, and as you guys can see, it's very, very little, and I'm going to be taking just a little bit of that concealer. You actually don't need too much to clean out your brows. You don't need a lot at all. So I'm going to start from the outer area of my brows, which is here. flat brush basically does all the work for you. So all you need to do is just place your product and then clean it out. And then I'm going to take it down to the outer area of my brows. And I'm going to use the flat brush to pull down the product. Like I said earlier, you don't need so much product to achieve a perfect brow. You don't need a lot. A little product goes a long way. You just need to have something there that you can use to clean out the brows. So as you can see, I'm done. I'm going to use what is left on this brow to clean out the upper area. Don't be afraid. It will work perfectly. You don't need a lot of products. Like literally, you don't need so much. So it's what's left that is here that I'm going to use on the upper area of my brows. Like sometimes I even clean out the products that I have on the flat brush because you don't need a lot. You need that area to look as natural as possible. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just cleaning out the upper area of my brows. I'm going to go on and do the same thing on the other side of my brow.